Well, I've been a USS member for about 30 years, and I've even topped up my pension contributions, and I expect my pension contributions to be invested ethically. And it disturbs me that the top 100 investments by USS include major oil companies like Shell and BP that are polluting the planet, arms companies like British Aerospace that are killing civilians, major banks that are investing their own funds in all kinds of unethical industries, and major tobacco companies that are killing people indirectly through promoting smoking. And I know a lot of my colleagues are equally concerned about the human rights abuses, the war crimes, the environmental damage and so on caused by companies that USS is investing in. And we've tried to raise these concerns with USS. To be fair to them, they do have a responsible investment team. We want to see something much more proactive that involves screening the investments before they even commence them, and being prepared to divest from companies if a large number of US members are uncomfortable with having their deferred salaries, that's what pensions are, having their deferred salaries invested in those companies or in countries or areas, economic areas that they feel are unethical. I feel we're being fobbed off, really. I think that they only became active in the first place because Ethics for USS was founded some years ago now, and that was mainly a student-led campaign that lecturers got involved in later. And I think it was as a result of that they set up their responsible investment team. And since then, they've been rather complacent. Again, to be fair to them, they are more transparent than many pension companies, but then they are one of the largest, and so they should be. But transparency is all very well. You then have to look at where the investments are and ask very serious questions about what's being done with our money. And I don't think we're getting those questions asked. Or if they are, then they're satisfied with the answers, whereas most of the pension holders are not. It's a time when USS as a scheme is under threat. The final salary scheme will probably disappear very soon, and the defined benefit nature of the scheme is now under attack. And members are being asked by UCU to take strike action in defence of their pension scheme, which we should be doing. But it's got to be a pension scheme that's worth fighting for, and it's got to be invested in things that we believe are good for the world and not damaging the world, because ultimately it's not good for the USS pensioners if the companies and the sectors their pensions are invested in are damaging the planet and costing human lives. I'd say go on the USS website and have a look at the top 10 companies, the top 100 companies, and the sectors that those companies invest in, that they represent, and you'll be quite shocked at where your money is going. And we don't believe that it's even good value for money. Ultimately, some of these companies are going to get into very serious trouble financially because of their practices, and that's not going to be good for our pensions either. So it makes sense for everybody to call USS to account and to get it to engage seriously with its active pensioners, its deferred pensioners like me, and the people who are currently drawing their pensions. They all have a stake in what USS is doing with its funds, and they should all get involved in this campaign.